Here on the workbench, we have a Series X controller, and what's new? Right stick's drifting. So people are thinking, oh, well, Microsoft released calibration tools for the Xbox controller, so that means we don't need to repair them anymore. Hey, that's false. Let me show you something. Okay, this is what the controller looks like when it's testing. See that right stick? I'm not touching it. It's just going up on its own. Okay? No amount of recalibration is going to fix that because you got a defective part inside the controller. Recalibration would be like if it's off center, you're recalibrating it to be centered, where this is not even off center. This is just gone rogue. Look at that. Not touching it. Goes up all by itself. Okay. There are no hacks to make that issue go away. You have to replace parts. It is a soldering repair job to fix drift. Sorry to burst the bubble for anyone that was looking for an easy fix. It's not that it's not easy. If you got the right tools, I think it's easy. But it's not a hack. It's not a little quip on how to make it work. You got a bad part, you got to replace the bad part. I'm going to pull the board out of here and show you how I do that. Okay, so I got the circuit board out, right? Completely removed from the controller. Then I'm going to add leaded solder to the factory solder on the stick. That's going to make it easier to remove. So I'm not doing anything with flux. I'm just adding leaded solder to each of these solder joints. The reason for that is because the factory solder requires very high temperatures to remove, and this will lower the amount of heat that is required to remove the part while maintaining, I'm using leaded solder. Basically, it's the same solder that I would use as a finishing product for it. So unlike removal solder, I don't have to remove all this solder. Once I get the part off, I get to reuse it. So I'm using this Hacko heavyweight board holder. Clamp it just like that, and I'm going to flip it upside down, hanging off the side of my desk. And then I'm going to take my hot air gun. I'm going to position it right beneath the board, which will be hanging off the desk, directly center underneath that stick. And I'm going to heat it at 350 degrees until basically it comes loose. Basically, that gets melted enough that it'll come right off, and then I can take the replacement and put it right on. Then I pull the heat away, hang that up, inspect the joints on the bottom side. These all look good. I'm going to put it back together, have the controller fully assembled, and then we use the Microsoft calibration software. Okay, now that we got this put back together, we're going to plug it into the computer. And remember, we were working on the right stick. Okay, so now you can see with the new part, it's not wandering on its own anymore, but it's off center. And that's where you use the calibration tool. So let's, going to pick up the controller. Okay, so in order to run the calibration software, it needs to have the latest update. This one has it. I'm going to click on recalibration options, right stick, recalibrate, and begin. And this just takes you through a series of stick movements. And first we go in right circles, then we go in left circles, then we kind of do the compass, north, east, south, west. Okay, now it's done. And I come back over here, and you can see the stick is now perfectly calibrated, and it's not wandering or moving on its own. That's pretty much it, right? There's no hack about it. You just got to have the replacement parts. You got to have the right tools, and then it's a pretty easy job. I think I made it look pretty easy. For me, it is. For someone who doesn't know what the heck they're doing, it's probably going to be challenging to accomplish that, but not impossible. So hopefully you found something useful in the video. Now's a good time to subscribe to my channel. I like to share the best techniques on every repair that I do. I don't hold stuff back and hide things hoping that you'll hire me. I just like sharing knowledge. So like the video, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment. Peace.